Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Corina Gavetz, and today I will guide you into the wonderful world of medicinal and horticultural plants. Today we will turn our attention to a subject that bridges science, economics, and human health: aromatic and medicinal plants. These are not just ordinary crops. They are strategic resources that play a vital role in agriculture, healthcare, and high-value industries, such as pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and functional nutrition. Their importance stems first and foremost from their remarkable versatility. From a single plant species, one can derive products that serve a wide variety of needs, ranging from traditional medicine and dietary supplements to culinary spices, natural cosmetics, and even aromatherapy. In other words, aromatic and medicinal plants generate benefits not only for health, but also for the economy, as they create complex value chains and business opportunities. At the same time, the cultivation of these plants contributes directly to sustainable rural development. In many parts of Romania and across Europe, they provide farmers with an attractive alternative to conventional crops, allowing for income diversification and long-term stability. Because many of these plants are perennial or tolerant to harsher conditions, they also help protect soils and support biodiversity. Throughout this presentation, we will examine several key species that are cultivated and studied in our country: sage, mint, lavender, blueberry, sea buckthorn, almond, and aronia. For each of these, we will look at their ecological requirements, cultivation technologies, industrial uses, and the current market trends shaping their production and consumption. The aim of this learning unit is twofold. On the one hand, to understand the biology and cultivation practices of these plants, and on the other hand, to identify the economic opportunities they offer. In a world where consumers increasingly demand natural, organic, and sustainable products, aromatic and medicinal plants stand out as a reliable and promising answer. With this perspective in mind, let us begin our exploration with the first species, sage, a plant that has been valued for centuries for both its medicinal and economic potential. Sage, or Salvia officinalis, is a perennial aromatic and medicinal plant belonging to the Lamiaceae family, which also includes mint and lavender. Native to the Mediterranean region, it has spread widely across Europe and is now successfully cultivated in Romania, particularly in the southern and southeastern regions, as well as in the sunnier parts of Transylvania. The reason sage has such a prominent place is due to its high content of essential oils and bioactive compounds. These give it a dual value: therapeutic, as it has been used in traditional medicine and phytotherapy for centuries, and industrial, through its wide application in cosmetics, food products, and aromatherapy. Several varieties are cultivated for different purposes. Salvia officinalis purpurascens is grown for its violet leaves, both decorative and aromatic. Salvia tricolor has variegated green, white, and pink leaves, making it suitable for ornamental use as well as culinary applications. Salvia Berggarten is especially valued for its broad leaves and strong aroma, widely used in essential oil extraction. Ecologically, sage thrives in warm, sunny conditions. It requires at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily to ensure proper growth and maximum oil concentration. It tolerates drought quite well, but is sensitive to severe frost. Temperatures below -15 degrees Celsius can damage or kill the plants. Sage prefers well-drained soils with a neutral to slightly alkaline pH between 6.5 and 7.5. Excessive soil moisture is highly detrimental, as it encourages fungal diseases and root rot. Cultivation techniques for sage are relatively straightforward but require care. Land is prepared through deep plowing, fertilization with compost or manure, and the application of NPK fertilizers. Propagation is usually done with cuttings, and planting densities range from 35,000 to 45,000 plants per hectare. With good management, a sage plantation can last 5 to 6 years. yielding 1 to 2 tons of dried leaves and up to 40 kilograms of essential oil per hectare annually. Harvesting is done once or twice a year, usually starting from the second year of growth. Leaves are cut 10 to 15 centimeters above the ground and then dried at low temperatures, below 40 degrees Celsius, to preserve their quality. Essential oil is extracted through steam distillation, producing a high-value product. Market prices are attractive. Dried leaves sell for 15 to 30 Romanian lei per kilogram, while essential oil can reach 500 to 800 Romanian lei per liter. Beyond the economic perspective, sage cultivation aligns well with sustainability goals. It supports biodiversity by attracting pollinators, contributes to soil protection, and can be integrated into agroforestry or permaculture systems. Modern technologies are increasingly being applied, such as humidity sensors for irrigation, drones for crop monitoring, and even artificial intelligence for optimizing harvests. In conclusion, sage is more than a traditional medicinal herb. It is a crop with real economic, ecological, and social potential. It offers farmers valuable products with strong market demand, while also supporting sustainable agricultural practices and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, our next focus is on one of the most recognizable and widely used aromatic plants in the world, mint. Belonging to the same botanical family as sage, mint is a versatile crop with immense agricultural, pharmaceutical, and commercial value. Several species are cultivated, but the most important are Mentha piperita, or peppermint, which is the most common source of essential oil. Mentha spicata, or spearmint, known for its milder aroma and use in teas and culinary products. And Mentha arvensis, or field mint, which is a high-yield variety cultivated primarily for industrial menthol production. In Romania, favorable areas for mint cultivation include the Romanian Plain, the Transylvanian Plateau, Moldova, and parts of Banat. Mint's value lies in its high content of essential oils, particularly menthol, which can represent 40 to 70% of the oil, alongside menthone, limonene, and other compounds. These give mint its cooling, refreshing, and highly distinctive aroma. Industrially, this translates into countless applications, from pharmaceuticals and oral hygiene products to cosmetics, teas, confectionery, and even biodegradable packaging innovations. From an ecological perspective, mint is a sun-loving plant that requires 6 to 8 hours of direct light daily. Optimal growth occurs between 18 and 28 degrees Celsius, though the root system allows it to survive winters down to -10 or -15 degrees. Mint prefers well-drained, fertile soils with moderate to high humidity and requires steady access to water, especially during dry periods. Drought conditions drastically reduce both leaf production and oil concentration, making irrigation essential for stable yields. Cultivation involves deep plowing, organic fertilization, and the use of stolons or root cuttings for propagation. Planting is done in early spring or autumn with distances of 60 to 70 centimeters between rows. A well-managed plantation can produce multiple harvests per year. In the first year, one harvest is common, while in subsequent years, 2 or even 3 harvests are possible, typically in June, August, and September. The economic potential of mint is considerable. 1 hectare can produce between 8 and 12 tons of fresh plants, yielding up to 2.5 tons of dried material and 20 to 50 kilograms of essential oil. Small producers who sell dried mint may earn between €2,000 and €4,000 per hectare, while processors of essential oil and packaged teas can generate €5,000 to €10,000 per hectare. Importantly, organic mint commands a premium price, sometimes 30 to 50% higher on international markets. However, mint production also faces challenges. Farmers must ensure traceability for export markets, while competing with cheaper imports from India, Egypt, and China, which often lack quality certification. There are also ongoing debates regarding the safety of high doses of essential oil, as improper use can lead to side effects. Nevertheless, global demand continues to grow, especially for pesticide-free and artisanal products. In conclusion, mint is more than just a plant we associate with freshness. It is a cornerstone of the aromatic plant industry. With rising consumer demand for natural flavors, organic teas, and herbal remedies, mint cultivation provides farmers with an accessible, profitable, and highly relevant opportunity. Our journey continues with another iconic plant, renowned not only for its fragrance but also for its cultural and economic significance: lavender. Belonging to the genus Lavandula in the Lamiaceae family, lavender is one of the most celebrated aromatic crops in the world, cultivated extensively across the Mediterranean, but also thriving in many temperate regions, including Romania. There are several important species. Lavandula angustifolia, also known as true lavender, is prized for its fine quality essential oil used in perfumery and aromatherapy. Lavandula latifolia has a higher camphor content, making it suitable for industrial applications. Finally, Lavandula X intermedia, a hybrid of the two, is the most widely cultivated variety for large-scale oil production. Lavender owes its reputation to the richness of its essential oil, which contains linalool, linylyl acetate, camphor, and geraniol. These compounds are responsible for its calming, antifungal, and aromatic effects. They also determine the economic value of different varieties. For example, the Munstead variety is small but highly fragrant, suited for gardens. Grosso is ideal for industrial oil production, while Provence combines ornamental value with cosmetic uses. Ecologically, lavender is a heat and light-loving plant, requiring at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. It thrives in well-drained, sandy or stony soils with a slightly alkaline pH. Excess moisture is its main enemy, as waterlogging at the roots quickly leads to decay. While Lavandula angustifolia can tolerate frosts down to -15 or -20 degrees Celsius, high humidity and prolonged fog are unfavorable. Cultivation begins with deep plowing and soil preparation in autumn, followed by planting in early spring or late autumn, depending on the climate. Spacing varies between 10,000 and 15,000 plants per hectare. Once established, lavender is remarkably resilient, requiring minimal irrigation and only moderate fertilization. Annual pruning after harvest maintains the compact shape of the bushes and stimulates regrowth. From an economic perspective, lavender offers two primary products: dried flowers and essential oil. In mature plantations, yields can reach up to 3 tons of dried flowers per hectare and between 40 and 80 liters of essential oil. For lavandin hybrids, yields can even exceed 100 liters, although the quality is lower. Market prices vary, but dried flowers can sell for 30 to 50 Romanian lei per kilogram, while essential oil often exceeds 400 Romanian lei per liter. With proper management, investments in lavender plantations can be recovered within 3 to 4 years, and the crop remains productive for 10 to 15 years. Beyond numbers, lavender also supports rural branding and agritourism. Lavender fields attract visitors for festivals, photography, workshops, and direct-to-consumer sales of artisanal products such as soaps, creams, honey, or scented candles. This integration of agriculture with tourism and lifestyle marketing makes lavender unique among aromatic plants. In conclusion, lavender is not simply an ornamental or aromatic crop. It is a symbol of resilience, sustainability, and diversification. Its essential oil, dried flowers, and derived products meet a wide range of market demands, while its aesthetic and cultural appeal adds an extra dimension to its economic value. Lavender is, quite literally, both a crop and a lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, our discussion now turns to a crop that has rapidly gained international recognition as a superfood, the blueberry. Belonging to the Vaccinium genus of the EACEA family, blueberries are native to the temperate regions of the Northern Hemisphere, but today they are cultivated worldwide due to their outstanding nutritional and economic value. Blueberries are small shrubs producing characteristic dark blue fruits covered with a whitish bloom. The pulp is sweet tart, rich in antioxidants, vitamins A, C, and B group, and essential minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and iron. These health benefits have made blueberries increasingly popular in the food, pharmaceutical, and cosmetic industries. Several cultivated varieties exist, each adapted to specific conditions. Among American high-bush blueberries, Vaccinium corymbosum, popular cultivars include Blue Crop, known for its productivity and resistance to disease, Legacy, valued for its fruit quality, and Patriot, appreciated for its frost tolerance. Romania has also contributed to the development of local varieties such as Prod and Vital, which adapt well to local soils and climate. From an ecological standpoint, blueberries require acidic soils with a pH between 4.3 and 5.8, rich in organic matter and well drained. This is a critical factor as unsuitable soils can severely limit their growth. They are frost resistant, tolerating temperatures down to minus 36 degrees Celsius, but they also need adequate water, with annual precipitation ideally between 700 and 1,200 millimeters. Cultivation techniques include planting on raised mounds covered with agrotextile or in containers with peat-based substrates. Irrigation is essential and usually performed by drip systems. Plant spacing within rows typically ranges from 0.8 to 1 meter, while rows are kept about 3 meters apart to allow machinery access. Annual pruning is also required to maintain a balance between vegetative growth and fruit production. Economically, blueberries are harvested either manually for fresh market sales or mechanically for processing industries. Fruits are marketed fresh, frozen, or processed into juices, jams, powders, and extracts. In addition, blueberries are increasingly used as natural food colorants and in the beverage industry for wines and liqueurs. Their strong antioxidant profile also makes them attractive for the cosmetic industry, where extracts are included in creams and anti-aging products. Trends in blueberry cultivation point toward protected systems such as macro tunnels and greenhouses, which allow extended harvests and better control of climatic risks. Moreover, combining multiple varieties in plantations and ensuring effective pollination with bumblebees has proven to significantly enhance productivity. In conclusion, blueberries exemplify how a crop can shift from being a niche product to a staple of industrial agriculture. Their high nutritional value, strong consumer demand, and adaptability to different production systems make them a cornerstone of the future wellness economy. Our next plant is one of the hardiest and most resilient shrubs cultivated in Europe and Asia, the sea buckthorn. Known scientifically as Hippophae rhamnoides, This species is widely distributed from the Atlantic coast of Europe to the mountains of Central Asia and Tibet. In Romania, it is commonly found in the hills of Muntenia and Moldova, as well as along the Black Sea coastal steppe. Sea buckthorn is valued above all for its bright orange berries, which are exceptionally rich in vitamin C, carotenoids, tocopherols, and a variety of flavonoids. In fact, some Asian varieties can reach as much as 2,500 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams of fresh fruit, several times higher than citrus fruits. Alongside this, the berries contain essential fatty acids, sugars, and organic acids, making them a true powerhouse of nutrition. The plant itself is highly adaptable. It tolerates extreme cold, down to minus 35 or even minus 40 degrees Celsius, and resists high soil temperatures up to 45 degrees. It thrives in poor, sandy, or even saline soils, where few other species can survive. Its roots form nitrogen-fixing nodules, enriching the soil and helping reclaim degraded land. Because of these traits, sea buckthorn is often called a pioneer species. Cultivation technology has evolved considerably in recent years. Plantations are established at densities of about 2,000 plants per hectare, with rows oriented north-south to maximize sunlight. Male plants are systematically introduced to ensure pollination, usually at a ratio of 1 row of males for every 8 rows of females. Maintenance includes pruning, weeding, and fertilization with organic matter. A major innovation in harvesting is the so-called crown removal technique, where entire fruit-bearing branches are cut and then frozen, allowing berries to be separated more easily. This method has enabled the transition of sea buckthorn from wild collection to large-scale industrial cultivation. A well-maintained plantation can produce 4 to 5 tons of fruit per hectare, with berries sold fresh, frozen, or processed into high-value products. Industrial applications are remarkably diverse. In the food sector, sea buckthorn is processed into juices, syrups, jams, and powders. In pharmaceuticals, extracts and capsules are marketed as dietary supplements to support immune health and recovery after illness. In cosmetics, the oil, extracted from both seeds and pulp, is prized for its regenerative and anti-aging effects, being rich in omega fatty acids. The beverage industry has also adopted sea buckthorn for wines and liqueurs, while byproducts such as press cakes can be used for animal feed or organic fertilizers. Current trends emphasize organic production and the integration of advanced technologies such as freeze-drying, probiotic formulations, and cosmetic innovations. However, challenges remain regarding sustainability, as growing international demand must be balanced against risks of overexploitation and regulatory complexities, especially when positioning sea buckthorn as a pharmaceutical ingredient. In conclusion, sea buckthorn combines resilience with high nutritional and economic value. It represents not only a promising crop for farmers, but also an essential resource for the global health, food, and cosmetic industries. Ladies and gentlemen, our next subject is the almond tree, a species that illustrates how a single crop can generate both nutritional and industrial value. Scientifically known as Prunus dulcis, the almond tree is native to Central Asia and the Middle East, but has become a defining feature of Mediterranean agriculture. In Romania, it is increasingly cultivated in Dobrogea, Oltenia, and Banat, where climatic conditions are favorable. There are two main types of almonds: the sweet almond, Prunus dulcis var dulcis, and the bitter almond, Prunus dulcis var amara. The sweet almond is cultivated primarily for its edible kernels, widely used in the food industry, while the bitter almond contains cyanogenic glycosides that make it unsuitable for direct consumption. but highly valuable for cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and essential oil production. The almond tree is sensitive to frost, particularly during the flowering stage, which often occurs early in spring. Late frost can significantly reduce yields, making site selection and frost protection strategies crucial. Another important requirement is cross-pollination. Most almond cultivars are self-incompatible, meaning they need compatible pollinizers and insect activity, especially bees, to ensure good fruit set. In terms of cultivation, almond orchards are usually established on well-drained soils with a pH between 6 and 8. Trees are planted at densities ranging from 250 to 400 per hectare, depending on whether traditional or intensive systems are used. Pruning, irrigation, and fertilization are essential to maximize both yield and kernel quality. A mature orchard can produce between 1.5 and 3 tons of in-shell almonds per hectare annually. From an economic standpoint, the sweet almond kernel is a high-demand product. It is consumed raw, roasted, or processed into flour, butter, and plant-based milk, responding to the growing consumer trend toward lactose-free and vegan alternatives. Bitter almonds, on the other hand, are processed for essential oil and amygdalin extraction, with applications in perfumes, cosmetics, and niche pharmaceuticals. The global almond market continues to expand, driven by Mediterranean countries such as Spain and Italy, but also by large-scale producers in California, which accounts for over 80% of world production. Romania's almond sector remains small but is growing, particularly in agroforestry and organic farming models, which integrate almonds with other crops to enhance biodiversity and resilience. In conclusion, almond cultivation represents both a challenge and an opportunity. Sensitive to climatic stress but capable of yielding highly valuable products, the almond tree embodies the essence of a high-value crop, demanding careful management, but offering significant returns across multiple industries. Our next crop, often referred to as a superberry, is aronia, also known as black chokeberry. Native to North America and introduced to Europe in the 20th century, Aronia melanocarpa is now cultivated in Romania and other countries for its remarkable nutritional profile and adaptability. Aronia berries are small, dark purple fruits extremely rich in antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, flavonoids, and polyphenols. Their concentration of bioactive compounds surpasses that of many other berries, making them one of the most potent natural sources of antioxidants. In addition, they provide high levels of vitamin C, vitamin K, and dietary fiber. From an ecological perspective, Aronia is a robust and low-maintenance shrub. It tolerates a wide range of soil types, including poor and sandy soils, provided drainage is adequate. It is resistant to frost, tolerating temperatures as low as minus 35 degrees Celsius, and also withstands periods of drought. These characteristics make Aronia especially suitable for organic and low-input farming systems. Cultivation practices involve planting in rows spaced 3 to 4 meters apart, with 1 to 1.5 meters between plants. Aronia shrubs reach maturity in 3 to 5 years and remain productive for up to 20 years. Harvesting typically occurs in late August or September, and yields can range from 10 to 20 tons per hectare, depending on cultivation intensity. Industrial uses of Aronia are rapidly diversifying. The fruits are processed into juices, teas, jams, syrups, and powders. Due to their high antioxidant content, Aronia extracts are included in dietary supplements marketed for cardiovascular health, immune support, and anti-aging effects. The cosmetic industry has also adopted Aronia for creams, serums, and hair products. Additionally, aronia is increasingly marketed as an ingredient in functional foods and beverages, particularly health-focused smoothies and snacks. Mechanization is possible for large-scale operations, though smaller farms often harvest manually to minimize damage to the berries. Processing requires careful handling to preserve bioactive compounds, with freeze-drying being one of the most effective techniques. Economically, aronia offers significant opportunities for small and medium-sized farmers. Demand is growing in both domestic and export markets, driven by consumer awareness of antioxidant-rich superfoods. While challenges remain, such as the need for better marketing and overcoming the fruit's naturally astringent taste, innovative product development and branding have helped aronia gain popularity. In conclusion, aronia is a resilient crop with exceptional health benefits and strong potential in the functional food and wellness industries. Its adaptability, combined with rising consumer interest in superfoods, makes it an increasingly attractive option for sustainable and profitable farming. Ladies and gentlemen, having reviewed the main aromatic and medicinal plants, let us now turn to the broader trends and innovations that are shaping their cultivation and future development. Agriculture is not a static discipline. It is dynamic, influenced by technological progress, environmental concerns, and evolving consumer demands. Aromatic and medicinal plants, being high-value crops, are at the forefront of these transformations. One major trend is the integration of smart farming technologies. Sensors that monitor soil humidity, drones that provide real-time imaging of crop health, and artificial intelligence tools that analyze growth data are increasingly being applied. These technologies allow farmers to reduce waste, optimize resource use, and increase yields, making cultivation more efficient and sustainable. Another innovation is the rise of urban hydroponics and vertical farming systems. Herbs such as basil and mint are now grown on rooftops, in urban greenhouses, and even in shipping containers equipped with LED lighting and hydroponic systems. These methods reduce the need for agricultural land and bring production closer to consumers, supporting local food systems and shortening supply chains. Blockchain technology is also being adopted to ensure traceability in the essential oil and herbal product markets. Consumers today want to know the origin of the products they purchase, and blockchain provides transparent records from farm to shelf. This enhances trust, especially in international trade, where certification and authenticity are critical. From a policy perspective, European Union funding programs play a crucial role in supporting this sector. Grants for distillation units, eco-certification processes, and processing facilities help small and medium-sized farmers modernize and compete in international markets. Such funding also encourages innovation, sustainability, and the creation of local processing hubs, which keep added value within rural communities. In terms of consumer trends, there is an increasing preference for local, artisanal, and organic products. Farmers who invest in branding, storytelling, and eco-certification often gain a competitive advantage. Moreover, collaborations between producers and the tourism sector, such as lavender festivals, herbal workshops, and farm visits, add further value. In summary, the cultivation of aromatic and medicinal plants is moving toward a future where technology, sustainability, and consumer trust are key pillars. These trends not only ensure higher profitability for farmers, but also align with global goals for health, ecology, and rural development. As we reach the conclusion of this module, it is important to take a step back and reflect on the key lessons we have learned. Aromatic and medicinal plants, though diverse in species and uses, share several common characteristics that make them essential for the agriculture and economy of the future. First, they combine health benefits with economic value. Whether it is sage, mint, lavender, blueberry, sea buckthorn, almond, or aronia, each of these plants provides not only nutritional or therapeutic properties, but also market opportunities across food, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and wellness industries. Second, these plants are often resilient and adaptable. Many of them thrive in poor soils, tolerate drought or frost, and can be cultivated under low input or organic systems. This resilience makes them valuable for sustainable agriculture, especially in regions facing climate challenges. Third, the sector is characterized by innovation and diversification. From advanced distillation techniques and hydroponics to blockchain traceability and agrotourism, the cultivation and marketing of these crops are constantly evolving. Farmers who embrace innovation are better positioned to succeed in increasingly competitive markets. Fourth, aromatic and medicinal plants contribute directly to rural development and sustainability. By diversifying production, providing added value, and supporting eco-friendly practices, they help rural communities remain economically viable while also protecting the environment. Finally, the rising global demand for natural, organic, and functional products ensures that this sector will remain dynamic and profitable for years to come. Consumers are not only buying products, they are buying trust, authenticity, and health benefits, which these plants are uniquely positioned to provide. Therefore, as future professionals, researchers, or entrepreneurs in this field, it is essential to view aromatic and medicinal plants not simply as crops, but as strategic resources that contribute simultaneously to human well-being, economic progress, and environmental sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our exploration of aromatic and medicinal plants. Over the course of this session, we have examined their biology, cultivation requirements, economic potential, and the innovations shaping their future. What we have seen is that these plants are much more than agricultural commodities. They are bridges between tradition and innovation, between local knowledge and global markets, between human health and environmental sustainability. They embody the idea that agriculture can and must evolve to meet the challenges of the future without losing its connection to nature and culture. I encourage you as future learners and practitioners in this field to continue exploring, researching, and innovating. Whether your interest lies in farming, processing, marketing, or scientific research, aromatic and medicinal plants offer limitless opportunities. Thank you for your attention, and above all, keep learning.